Every Halloween across the United States, jack-o'-lanterns greet the many trick-or-treaters that march adorned in costume up to strangers' doorways. The designs of the lanterns range from simple faces to very defined and detailed works of art, but this wasn't always the case. The practice of carving turnips, rutabagas, beets, and potatoes for use as lanterns dates back thousands of years. The Celts in Ireland carved faces into turnips and set lit candles inside them as a way to distract the fairies and other sinister spirits during the time of Samhain, a festival that marked the end of summer harvest and beginning of the winter darkness. It was believed that at this time spirits could cross over from the afterlife and bring harm. These lanterns would be placed at gates, doorways, and along the road, offering guidance to travelers. The term jack-o'-lantern looks to have come into common use in the 1500s in Ireland as a way to explain ghost lights that appeared over marshes, bogs, and swamps, with the jack referring to Stingy Jack. The legend of Stingy Jack. According to the story, Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him. True to his name, Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for his drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin that Jack could use to buy their drinks. Once the devil did so, Jack decided to keep the money and put it into his pocket next to a silver cross, which prevented the devil from changing back into his original form. Jack eventually freed the devil under the condition that he would not bother Jack for 1 year, and that, should Jack die, he would not claim his soul. The next year, Jack again tricked the devil into climbing into a tree to pick a piece of fruit. While he was up in that tree, Jack carved a sign of the cross into the tree's bark so that the devil could not come down until the devil promised Jack not to bother him for 10 more years. Soon after, Jack died. As the legend goes, God would not allow such an unsavory figure into heaven. The devil, upset by the trick Jack had played on him and keeping his word not to claim his soul, would not allow Jack into hell. He sent Jack off into the dark night with only a burning coal to light his way. Jack put the coal into a carved-out turnip and has been roaming the earth with it ever since. Allegedly, the Irish began to refer to this ghostly figure as Jack of the Lantern, and then simply jack-o'-lantern. The pumpkin did not come into the history of the jack-o'-lantern until large numbers of Irish, Scottish, and English began immigrating to the United States, bringing their traditions with them. Pumpkins, which are native to the New World, began to be carved more than likely in the mid-1800s. It was also at this time when the term jack-o'-lantern was used to refer to a pumpkin lantern. Only a few decades later, the jack-o'-lantern became a U.S. Halloween staple, thanks in part to their use at a high-profile Halloween party hosted by the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. His wife had several jack-o'-lanterns placed around the party. In the U.S., by the 1920s, a jack-o'-lantern-filled Halloween had been thoroughly embraced. With the rise of Halloween's popularity within the United States, it's easy to understand how the jack-o'-lantern grew the pumpkin into a multi-million-dollar industry. American farmers, seeing an opportunity, began to examine different types of pumpkins, looking for characteristics that would make it most suitable for carving the now much-loved jack-o'-lanterns. New lines of pumpkins were bred specifically for carving, and in the 1960s, Massachusetts farmer John Howden developed the Howden pumpkin, which is still the most popular choice for carving in the United States. There are even towns dedicated and famous for growing pumpkins. A small town an hour outside of Lubbock called Floydada, population 2,700, is responsible for growing 1,800 acres of pumpkins annually. Long gone are the days of the scary fairies and wandering Stingy Jack. Now, his lanterns are so entrenched with U.S. Halloween tradition that they serve as beacons, guiding the many costumes youngsters to candy-giving doorways. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and give it a like, and my channel a subscribe. For more information about the history of pumpkins in America, check out this book. You can find the link below.